Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic K-Man channel. I am Cosmic, and I wanted to talk about the Capcom Showcase event and talk about the games that were shown off and all that, and give you guys a little discussion and my thoughts about the overall event and things that I really liked from it. So, starting with the event, the first thing they showed, I'm not going to go through every game, but I'm going to go through the ones I really enjoyed. So they showed Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, the DLC, and they talked about different enemies you'll be fighting, different story updates, different gear and all that. They talked about how they plan on supporting the game up until all the way to 2023 and beyond. So there's a summer update DLC coming, a lot of free DLC with enemies included. And then in winter, they're dropping a DLC, and then they'll have future plans throughout 2023 to keep the Monster Hunter community excited. And they said they have more news to come once we get past this year. So that was very cool to see. I haven't played Monster Hunter Rise, but it's just cool to see that the game's still being supported. There's a lot of cool stuff being added in, and everybody seems pretty happy with where the series is headed, so that was pretty cool. The next thing they showed was the Capcom Fighting Game Collection coming out June 24th, which I'm very excited for because that has a lot of cool stuff in it. A lot of cool fighting games I've never actually played before from series I haven't heard of, but I've seen the characters. They had Street Fighter 2 in there, Street Fighter Pocket Edition, which I'm very excited to try out, especially the fact that there's going to be online for all those fighting games, and you can buy them individually as well too, which is really cool to see. They had quality of life improvements like rewinding the game back, doing some stuff with the online, and stuff to do with like gameplay and whatnot. So it's cool to see old games get quality of life improvements and some new stuff added in there. So I'm just most excited for the Street Fighter Pocket Edition. That's gonna be pretty cool to play that with friends and whatnot. So moving on from that, they showed the Capcom Arcade Stadium 2, which has a bunch of old classic Capcom games. A lot of them I didn't list them when I was watching it. My notes are pretty empty for that, but definitely check it out. There's a lot of cool old games in there, you know, that seem pretty fun to play. Like if you just want something nice and simple, you know. So it seemed like there was a lot of cool old Capcom games that were in that collection as well. I don't know if there was a release date for that. I didn't write one down in my notes. But moving forward, so getting to the really fun stuff, Exo Primal was amazing, and I like the kind of like Warframe kind of way they're taking it with the exo suits and all that, and like they're fighting dinosaurs, and like it seems like it's kind of like wave based, and there's just a lot of cool stuff they showed in Exo Primal. I'm very excited about like using different suits, different abilities. I like cooperative PvE stuff, and there's also PvP and PvE in the same mode. There's also a story on top of Exo Primal, so it seems like it's going to be a very packed game with a lot of stuff to do. And if you guys ever played what's it called, Second Extinction on the Xbox Game Pass, it's very similar to a degree. That game you're just playing people and you have different guns, but Exo Primal is like you have like these cool suits and you're fighting big dinosaurs, but they're both very reflective and very similar to a degree. So definitely check out Exo Primal. We'll do a trailer breakdown and definitely talk about that some more. I want to keep this a bit short for you guys, but yeah, I'm excited for Exo Primal. That looks pretty cool. And there's an open beta test that'll happen at some point in the future, and you guys can sign up for it on Capcom's website, or sorry, on Exo Primal's website. And yeah, I'm very excited for that one. That was a pretty cool game. Moving into the crazy good news is the Resident Evil series has a lot to show. So Resident Evil Village DLC, it is called the Golden Edition. It includes 16 years in the future, so after the events. By the way, spoilers for the Resident Evil series, which is showing right now, but just said that before. But Resident Evil Village ended, and now you get to play as Ethan's daughter, Rose, and she will be played with their own DLC, and it will be in third person, part of the Golden Edition, and you get to play as her as she adventures to try to get rid of her powers that she has been given through the events of Resident Evil Village's story. And on top of that, you can also play people like Chris, Heisenberg, and Lady, I can't say her last name because it's kind of hard for me, but you can play the vampire mother in the mercenary game mode. So there's 3 playable characters on top of Ethan that you guys can play in the mercenary game mode. You guys can play as Rose and the DLC included. And last but not least, you can play Ethan Winters in third person throughout the entire Resident Evil Village story, which is amazing. And you guys can see it right there. The mercenary, additional orders, Shadows of Rose, and third person mode, all included with the Golden Edition of Resident Evil Village. So I'm very excited for that. Thank you, Capcom. That's a lot of cool stuff that you're doing. It's cool that you're bringing back third person for Rose specifically, and also for Ethan. You could play them in first person like usual, or you could go to third person. And on top of that, there's multiple different characters in mercenary mode, and that's pretty cool. And there's reverses right there, or reverse, so that's pretty cool. That's coming out the exact same time as well. So moving on, after that, they showed Resident Evil 4. That comes out March 8th. Or, I'm sorry, my bad. Moving on to Golden Edition, that comes out the 28th of October. So moving on, Resident Evil 4, that comes out March 18th, 2023. They showed a little bit about the story. They talked about how faithful they're being to the original. And they also showed a little bit of enemy designs. And they showed how Leon actually looks more mature from Resident Evil 2 to 4. And they've shown that through different pictures and different gameplay, little snippets here and there. And it looks like they're staying very true to the original, but they also said that Resident Evil 4 is a reimagining of the original game, and I think there's going to be a lot of new elements on top of the stuff that we all love as Resident Evil fans. So I'm very excited that this community is very excited for this. I'm excited that Resident Evil is just back in the spotlight again, you know, with the Village DLC, with Resident Evil 4, and I got nothing but just tons of hype, and can't wait to talk more about Resident Evil as we get closer to the DLC, and then once that comes out, as we get closer to Resident Evil 4, just a couple months after. So yeah, other than that, this Capcom event was perfect. It was short, simple, straight to the point. Great games were shown, and I feel like if you're a fan of Capcom, if you're a fan of Resident Evil and fighting games, you definitely got great things that were shown here. Overall, and I was very happy with what they showed, and I'm very much looking forward to Capcom and where they're headed into 2023 with a lot of different IPs that they own and whatnot. But overall, let me know what you guys think of the Capcom Showcase event. Did you like it? Did you not? And give me a list of some games that you enjoyed that they showed. Like for me, Exo Primal, anything to do with Resident Evil and the fighting game collection were just amazing and great. So yeah, just let me know what you guys loved about it, what you didn't like, a list of games that you're excited for that they showed. And overall, if you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video with people, it helps me out as a small content creator. It keeps me going, and it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for watching my videos and commenting. And I definitely got a lot of videos to keep making, so I'm gonna be busy doing that stuff. But overall, take it easy, guys. Drink your alkaline water, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one.